Good morning, boys and girls. This is the lesson for Year 4 pupils. Today we're going to find equivalent fractions. Okay, now I've got my fraction, part of my fraction wall over here. I've got my whole, I've got 2 halves, and I've got 4 quarters. Just to start with, we could make sure we understand that our 1 whole is the same as how many halves? 2 halves. Our 1 whole is the same as 4 quarters, equivalent to 4 quarters. What we need to be able to do is to write equivalent fractions, fractions that are the same but have a different denominator. So this denominator here is 4, is a quarter, but the denominator is 4. This denominator is 2. It's in 2 parts. 4 parts denominator. So I want to write a fraction that is the same as a half. How many quarters is the same as a half equivalent to? If I put that up there like so, you can have a look. You can see my 1/2, a half there is the same as 2 quarters. So I can write 1/2 equals 2 quarters. Okay, here's my whole again. And I've got 8 parts underneath, eighths. 1 whole equals 8 eighths. If I bring my halves over to join us. Okay, how many eighths are there in a half? I can bring that up to there, you can see. So I could use half is the same as or equivalent to 1, 2, 3, 4 eighths. Okay, move those back down, bring my quarters, just drop those in there. Okay, so this time, if I've got 2 quarters, how many eighths have I got? 2 quarters, denominator 4, how many eighths? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I could write 2 quarters equals 4 eighths. What if I had 3 quarters? There's my 3 quarters. Can we see them? 1, 2, 3 quarters. How many eighths would we have there? Can you see? That's right, we would have 6 eighths. So my 3 quarters is equivalent or equal to 6 eighths. Okay. Let's have a look at some of the fractions here. We've got our whole. We've got our 3 parts, so it's thirds. 6 parts here, sixths. Okay, 1 whole equals 3 thirds and 6 sixths. So let's have a look. Can I show my third? There, 1/3 as sixths. I can put those underneath. How many sixths have I got? Yep, well 1/3 is equivalent or equal to 2 sixths. And I've got my 2/3 there. Can I show that as sixths? You see, there's my 2/3, same as how many sixths? 2/3 is equivalent or equal to 4 sixths. Looking at the bottom, what fractions have I got here? Well, I've got fifths, 5 fifths. Remember, there's my whole. I've still got a whole, 5 fifths. And I've got 10 tenths. I'm going to jump straight in this time to 2 fifths. Okay, so can you tell me, can you think at home, if I've got 2/5, how many tenths have I got? It's the same, equivalent to 4/10. What if I've got, oh, let's try 4/5. 4/5. Can we see? 4/5, you're absolutely right. 4/5 is equivalent to 8/10. Okay, so what am I asking you to do on Teams? You've got some equivalent fractions to shade. So making this side here the same as this side, then writing the fraction. This side the same as this side and writing the equivalent fraction. On this sheet, you've got to write the fraction that's shaded, and then you have to match from this side to one of these here by using an arrow going across. This is a little bit trickier. You've got to draw in the equivalent fraction a bit like the fraction wall. And then there's a challenge, which is a bit like a chocolate bar. How many equivalent fractions can you see in this picture? Have a little go at that. I will also be giving you the fraction wall to help you with this work this morning. Okay, have fun with fractions today. Thank you.